YouTube, what's going on? We got another UFC fight card. Josh Emmett against Kevin Vallejos. It's your boy Jason from the Logic and my boy Frank's Fight Club. What's going on, man?
How we doing? How we doing?
Hey, we had another amazing card that we went through. We did very well with the predictions once again. We'll quickly go over that, and then we will go over every single fight in this upcoming card. But this one for the BMF title Saturday. This was my birthday weekend, so I was having a lot of fun. But we'll quickly go over probably the four main fights. Charles Oliveira, Max Holloway. I mean, what did you think about that fight? Did you think it was boring? What was your view on it, Frank?
I see a lot of people complaining that it's boring, comparing him to like a Dricus Duplessis Hamzat type of thing. Oliveira was still trying to finish the fight. He had plenty of submission attempts. Like Max Holloway was defending it very well. Some decent ground and pound from Oliveira in the earlier rounds. I wouldn't say I was entertained to the fact of like this is what I expected the fight to be. Everyone was expecting a lot more, because when Oliveira's fought guys like Poirier and Gagey, yes, he's mixed in the grappling, but it's still been very entertaining. We've just never seen Max Holloway get his grappling tested like that. I mean, he's had, after this fight, it's, his whole career, it's looked like he's had pretty favorable matchups that no one's really exposed his ground game like this. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't have a great week prediction-wise, but the bets I gave out, I was still positive on the card, which I'm very happy with. I think I made like a little over 3 units, so
nice.
Very happy with that for a card on predictions that I pretty much went even on.
But I was surprised too. Like Charles is obviously very strong. I've always said he's very strong by the way he gets his body locks, but Max had no answer for any of that to get off the cage, nothing, all the trips. I was surprised. Kyle RDR, I mean, it's kind of exactly how we said either Kyle's gonna finish him or win a decision. I didn't think RDR is really that good, but Kyle's very good. Kyle, but he's tough, man. The video's getting cracked by some big shots.
Yeah, Kyle slowed down a lot in that second round, even though it was a lot closer. But I gave the round to RDR in the second round, but it was really just because Kyle wasn't doing as much. It wasn't like he lost the round, but third round he brought it back and won.
Yeah, no, for sure. And then Rob Font couldn't stop the takedowns. This one, there's a lot of controversy on the Dober Michael Johnson fight. Looked like it could have been somewhat fixed. They didn't take it off. Drew Dober, when you spoke about, he was like plus 120, plus 110.
Yeah, he was a dog.
Closed as a minus 200. That doesn't happen in the UFC, unlike other sports where like injuries happen and star players get hurt. If a line flips that much, something happened crazy. Like usually the bookmakers don't get something completely off, or there's not enough information to flip a line like that. But yeah, other than that, I mean, Greg Rodriguez got the knockout. I was surprised. I thought Bruno was going to be more competitive.
That was the complete opposite of how the first fight goes. Real quick, back to Michael Johnson. Keep in mind, the last fight to get canceled in the UFC was also a Michael Johnson fight. It wasn't that long ago. It was on 3/24, I believe. He had a fight pulled because there was. Let me double check to make sure. Yeah, Michael Johnson versus Alexander Hernandez. That was on UFC 3/24. And that fight got pulled either the day of or the day before the fight. So back-to-back weird line movements with a Michael Johnson fight included, and now this one went that way. So pretty interesting.
Yeah, man. Other than that, I mean, a lot of these fights were, I mean, like, yeah, Dante Johnson's obviously overrated. He couldn't finish Brundage. That was insane. He almost won. I thought he lost that fight.
It was a split decision, yeah.
Yeah, I thought he lost. Montez, like you said, got the tap out.
Yep.
He's very good, man.
I thought he was
going to get the finish, but he just was trolling Cody throughout the entire fight. And then I had Sue by points. That was a plus money one. And my boy, man.
His first two. Oh, my God.
Adolfo Bellato, but yeah, I thought people were just like over. I mean, all the newcomers that were coming in or the guys who were like big debut, they all kind of flopped. So even though I'll say Dante Johnson did win,
that's embarrassing, bro. Cody Burns just got knocked out and you won by split decision. I don't know, man.
But I think we have another excellent card. This one I think is actually going to be super entertaining. Some of these fighters, they don't have as big of a name, but this main card for sure is going to be very, very good. If you guys don't know who Josh Emmett are and Kevin Vallejos, hey, look, I've been wrong about, I guess, some of the fights in terms of how entertaining they'll be, but this one should be extremely entertaining. Josh Emmett and Kevin Vallejos they fight on the feet, man. That's what their main thing is. So if you don't like the wrestling, this will probably be a fight where it will be standing banging, but I let my boy Frank go off first. Who do you got in this fight, man? Let me know.
Okay, someone's getting knocked out, and it's hard to say that it's not going to be Josh Emmett. I'm really high on Kevin Vallejos. I feel like since Ilya's been gone in featherweight, this guy is like the next guy in the division. He is such a hard hitter. He's, I believe, 3-0 in the UFC, and all 3 of them are knockouts.
Yeah, man.
and
He's
then
yeah,
Contender
he's been,
Series as
he
well.
got won by decision. Danny Silva, I think that was it.
Okay. Yeah, I just think he's a really, really hard puncher, and so is Josh Emmett. But Josh Emmett now is 40. How old is he? 40, 41. He's
He
not young.
hasn't looked good. I had
hasn't looked
Yusuf
good.
Zalal by submission against him.
Yeah,
and that was
one
like
was
plus
quick.
350 or something, which was crazy.
That one was quick. I like Yusuf Zalal too. I feel like he's not talked about enough. But
dude, I love Yusuf Zalal, and then he came on my radar once. Once Ilya beat him, I was like, holy shit, whoever this Ilya guy is a beast. And now you know who Ilya is for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, I like Vallejos. I think this is really just a tailor-made highlight reel for him, because I feel like this is gonna be a highlight finish. This is not gonna be taken to the ground unless he takes it there. And Josh Emmett's chin, we've seen it be cracked multiple times. I think this one, truly the only thing Emmett has is a puncher's chance, because he's still, the last thing to go is your power, and he's still got really, really good power in his hands. But Vallejos is, what, 15, 16 years younger than him. He's
24 versus 41.
Yeah, he is one of my favorite prospects in the division, and I think if he gets this done, probably get someone in the top 10 range, top 10 to top 8, and I would probably pick him to win that as well. I think he is genuinely a serious contender in this division, and I'm excited to see in the future him versus like a Diego Lopez or versus a Jean Silva, someone like that, where it's probably going to be on the feet as well. Honestly, this is probably going to be the pathway. I think he beats Josh Emmett, and I think they give him Bryce Mitchell. That would be my prediction for what goes up, what happens.
Bryce
next.
Mitchell, man. I mean, look, I got nothing else to say. I think exactly what Frank said. I think Kevin Vallejos is going to get a knockout. I don't know what the odds are for knockout, because he's a minus 500 on the money line.
Yeah,
so
it's not going to be good.
The thing is, like, kind of to Frank's point, Josh Emmett, we've seen him get cracked, but I mean, look, he survived some pretty tough dudes to a decision. Like Ilya beat I was surprised they didn't stop the fight against Ilya. Ilya was absolutely cracking him. Leroy Murphy, kind of similar thing. Yusuf, I mean, he just got a submission, so that was that was a finish. Yair got a triangle choke, but
crazy. Yair by sub.
Yeah, like don't let the losses confuse you. He's been getting cracked. And this guy Vallejos hits very, very hard. Yes. However, against I guess Giga Chad was a really good win. I mean, he's not any scrub on the feet. Sang-Woo Choi was tailor-made for him.
Yep.
But I'm not sure, I guess, how he's gonna knock him out. I think he should, but I also wouldn't be surprised if Josh is able to survive just through his craftiness. Maybe Vallejos catches him and maybe blows his gas tank a little bit. So even though I do think he wins, I don't know if I would want to lay 500 on him.
No. His knockout's minus 140.
Oh, minus 140 for knockout?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like that's it seems like the obvious way he's gonna win. But I will say I also wouldn't be surprised if it goes to decision. Vallejos wins the bigger shots. Like this is a big, step up for him, because Josh Emmett he's very, very experienced. I know he's a lot older, and it makes sense. There's probably no way he's gonna win this fight, but he can still catch Kevin too. He's also dangerous. He has probably one of the most insane knockouts I've ever seen against. We spoke about Michael Johnson. That knockout was insane.
It's the overhand, man.
Lights completely out. I thought Michael Johnson was going to retire after that knockout, but
Bryce Mitchell knockout too. That was a bad one. Bryce Mitchell was seizing up on the floor.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The only reason I think I'd be comfortable laying the minus 140 is because this is going to be a 5-round fight, because it is the main event, and I don't know if Josh Emmett's going to survive 25 minutes. If this was a 15-minute fight, Vallejos by knockout would probably be closer to some decent plus money, probably like plus 105, plus 110. But since it's 5 rounds, I think that's the reason why we're getting the price tag that it's at minus 140.
I also don't know if he's been in too many 5-round fights.
I don't think,
trying to look right now.
Yeah, I don't think
so
he has
I'm also thinking like, will he be a little conservative in the beginning? Like people are probably trying to sprinkle in like Kevin Vallejos round 1, round 2 KO. But look, I think for the value for me, I think Vallejos is gonna win. But I would probably maybe focus in on Vallejos by decision or something like that. I don't know. That's probably a big plus one. It's probably like plus 400 or something. I'm not saying to go bet that, but my pick will be Vallejos. It's not that crazy.
Yeah.
He's a big favorite for a reason. But yeah, I think like kind of to Frank's point, we'll see if Emmett can take the shots, but 41 is definitely not positive for that. But look, he's still dangerous though. All right. The next fight is a woman's fight, but I like this fight a lot. I think it's going to be extremely entertaining, or it could be entertaining. Amanda Lemos against Jillian Robertson. I love both these fighters. Both these fighters have gotten me paid. Lemos is probably one of the harder hitting women's fighters besides Cyborg and Amanda Nunes. This girl can crack, and I've seen her knock out and tap out girls just straight due to her power and athleticism. She's a little bit older, 38 years old, is the plus 160 underdog. And it kind of makes sense because Jillian Robertson, I thought she was older than 30 years old, but minus 185 favorite, pure wrestler. That's all she got. Wrestling. She has enough stand-up to maybe back you up a little bit, but her game is to take you down. And if Amanda Lemos has any problems, it's been the wrestling. Girls can take her down. You saw Tatiana Suarez, who I thought Amanda Lemos would have had a chance to beat her, but Tatiana was able to take her down. Yeah, avoid the shots and avoid the shots from Lemos and got a decision win. But even Jadney Roba, same thing, amazing wrestler, took her down, tapped her out. But when she fights girls who, I guess besides Mackenzie Dern, who's now increased her takedowns, she beats girls that can stand up for her. But if they have a good wrestling base, she has a difficult time. Jillian Robertson's one of these really tough girls who she'll eat punches but take you down. And I mean, she's done it against a lot of tough girls, man. Luana Pinheiro, Marina Rodriguez, Michelle Watterson, who Lemos also beat. But yeah, it's going to be a clash of styles. In my opinion, I mean, it's going to be black and white. If Amanda can stop some of the early takedowns by Jillian Robertson, she could win and knock her out or just get enough damage and get a big decision victory. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if I want to lay minus 185 with Jillian that easily. If she was like 150, I could understand, but getting close to maybe minus 200, let's see where the fight odds are because
I don't think they've really updated yet.
Minus 200, minus 190, like it feels
not
like
worth it.
Too high for me. I mean, I think Jillian Robinson should be the favorite just due to all that wrestling we spoke about. But yeah, man, I mean, I think with the value, in my opinion, is slightly on Lemos, but Jillian Robinson has a very clear way to win. Take her down. Lemos doesn't have the best takedown defense or get up game. But yeah, what do you think, man? I would love to hear what you have to say on this fight.
Yeah, I was looking at the fight odds to try to see if like a sub or a double chance. Nothing's really available yet from what I saw. I'm gonna look into Jillian by sub or decision to see the double chance if you can maybe get her at a better price there. Because honestly, I think those are her only two ways of winning this fight. I've bet on Jillian Robertson to win multiple times, not just because she's a Canadian fighter and I like to back the home soil, but I think she is one of the better Canadian fighters, men or women, because all of the men are, outside of what's his name, Mike Malott. We don't really have many options left. You guys
fight in the UFC?
Yeah, we got Sahabi. He's French Canadian though, so I don't really count it as much. I don't really count him as a Canadian, you know what I mean? But that's just how we are with Quebec. But I do like Zahabi. I think Robertson is gonna get this win. I don't like her price tag. Definitely value on Lemos' side, but I don't know. I just feel like she's definitely the hardest test she's had in the UFC so far. But she's getting Lemos at a good time. Like she's almost 39 years old. She's coming off of a win-loss. She's really back and forth. Jillian's on a 4-fight win streak, and she's honestly looked better and better in all of those fights. And she's still young. To what you said as well, I didn't realize she was only 30 years old as well, because she's been in the UFC for a while. Yeah. I thought she was closer to that 33, 34 range, but she's still a very, very young prospect for at least a women's division as well, because like Lemos, they're fighting up into their upper 30s. This is probably a no bet for me unless the sub decision for Jillian is a better price, but I doubt it will be that good because to me, those are her only two ways of winning this fight. It's going to be sub or decision. So it might go down to like a minus 140, maybe. That's where I see it going. So yeah, prediction wise, I'll go Jillian, but I don't think I'll be really eager to bet on this fight.
To me, it's going to be it's so tough. To me, this kind of reminds me of the Rob Font. I forget the other guy's name.
Rosas?
Yeah, a Holsas Jr. fight.
Yeah.
Stand up, Lemos, like a big name. If she keeps it standing, she's probably gonna win. But yeah, I mean, Robertson's pressure is pretty good. The only thing I don't like about Robertson though is that she's there to be hit. She'll get hit. And Lemos can pop still.
Yeah.
So, but the game plan's there. Just do what Tatiana Suarez did, and Jalen Robinson should probably get. I think she gets a decision win. I think Lemos has decent enough grappling. Jenny Robles is a little bit different. She's like a same level as Dern in terms of her jiu-jitsu. All right, next fight on the card. Look, I think these are crazy fights, man. I like this one.
They're pretty good. They're pretty good, yeah.
Umar Sy against Ion Cutelaba. Frank, once you start us off, what do you think about this fight?
Man, when I first saw the odds, I was like, ooh, I kind of wanted Cutelaba to be a little bit of a bigger dog, but I understand it because this is one of my fights, Umar Sy, where I said I bet on Alonzo Menafield when he was plus 500 against this guy because I don't know, man. I just didn't trust it. I didn't trust him. French fighters that are, undefeated when they get to the UFC and they're these massive favorites don't really turn out to beat the guys that they should always beat. We saw it with Benoit Saint-Denis. We saw it with Umar. We saw it with what's his name? What's the other French? He got knocked out by Miguel. I forget his name.
Yeah, he looks like XX Tentacion. That's
but he lost a fight before that one. I'm pretty sure that he was supposed to win. I forget that guy's name.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, that was
Charrier.
Yeah, Morgan Charrier. Yep.
Yeah.
XX, man, that's why I call him XX.
I don't know. Me personally, it's not like it's not a hate towards anybody, but I just can't trust the French fighters the same way a lot of people don't trust the Canadian fighters, and I don't blame them. But at plus 155, I don't think we're getting a good enough price on Cutelaba. I was hoping we'd get him around plus 240. I think that's a price that makes a little more sense. For me, I'd probably bet on Umar Sy if the price stays like this. I think it's just not enough to go for a dog shot here, but I would like the dog shot on Cutelaba if the odds are a little bit more in Umar's favor. So if this can get to like a plus 230,
it's getting there.
It's actually getting there. Wow. Okay. Yeah, he's plus 185 right now. Okay, so it is still early in the week as we're filming this on the Monday. So if this does get to like a plus 225, plus 230, then I'm gonna take a dog shot on Cutelaba. But right now it's a no bet for me on the money line side. I'll have to wait for the lines to come out for over unders and props that way. But prediction wise, I'm gonna go with Umar Sy. But if that keeps jumping up plus 230, I'm going the other way.
Yeah, man, it's so tough. Like I think, to your point, I think I would need plus 220, plus 200 for Ion because Ion's definitely gotten a little bit better with his fight IQ, but the guy still is kind of a little bit of a wild horse case. I mean, the guy he's unpredictable. And he could get cracked. The problem with Umar Sy, kind of to your point, like he doesn't throw a lot of output. I mean, he doesn't have the best fight IQ, just like lay on you, even though he's very physically gifted. The guy is 6'4", 83-inch reach. I mean, if he wants and he could fight a smart fight, he can tag up Ion Cutelaba, knock him out, in my opinion. I think he kind of maybe learned his lesson. He did get a win against Ribeiro, got a KO. So maybe he's kind of like, look, I can't play it safe. I got to, make something happen in these fights. I think Umar is more skilled. He has more talent. I think he's like the bigger fighter with the reach advantage. He has so many things going for him. He should be the favorite. But unless Ion's a bigger favorite, because I think Ion, the only way he's going to win, he needs to get inside, maybe go for takedowns or catch Umar. But Umar does fight kind of safe sometimes. So that's going to be tough for Ion to maybe break his guard or break the void in order to get into land shots. But yeah, I'm kind of with you, man. If Ion was a little bit of a bigger favorite, I'd probably roll with him. But at minus 180, or let's see what did I say? He's minus 220.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think you'd have to do something very specific, like Umar by decision, Umar by KO, and I'm not really sure how he's gonna win because, to your point, he's kind of unreliable. So my pick is Umar, but not at this price. I'll probably skip it if anything.
Yep.
Maybe if the fight you could get over rounds, like 2.5. Like I think
I can see that.
Yeah, like maybe that could work, but we've seen Ion get cracked before, and he's been a little bit better, I think. All right, next fight on the card, we got Andre Touchy-Feely against Jose Delgado. Jose Delgado is a pretty big favorite, minus 265, with Feely being plus 225. Look, I like Jose Delgado, man. I think Jose Delgado is a very good fighter. He had a pretty tough fight in his last one against Nathaniel Wood. I had Nathaniel Wood in that one. I think he was an underdog, if I'm not mistaken. But look, I mean, he's fought some pretty tough guys, Hader Emil, Connor Matthews, and he's gotten big wins over all of them, knockouts. The kid is very quick, very good stand-up. And Andre Fili, at this point, is kind of like a vet. He's a pretty, unfortunately, he's a gatekeeper in my view. He did get a win in his last fight against Christian Rodriguez, which I thought was very close, but lost to Costa, beat Swanson, old fighter, lost to Dan Ige, beat Lucas Almeida. I mean, lost to Nathaniel Wood. So the guy's been back and forth. He's a tough guy, but I think in this one, he's going to get caught by Jose Delgado. Jose Delgado fought Nathaniel Wood, who's very experienced, kind of like Fili. But I think Andre Fili is more willing to stand up with you and then mix it up. And the way his style is, I've seen him get cracked so many times. He leaves his chin out there. And I think Jose Delgado can crack him. He's a big favorite, though. I don't know if he should be this big a favorite because I don't think it's that clear that he's that much of a level above. But the odds have actually gotten worse. He's minus 300 on some of these books, which I think is a little crazy. I think the value is definitely on Andre Fili with his experience. But my pick is Delgado by knockout or Delgado to win. But I wouldn't lay minus 300. I don't know. But I think Delgado's the side for me. But what do you think, man?
Yeah, I think it's a really good bounce back spot for Delgado. I'm not big on Andre Fili. I've faded him plenty of times, unless he's fighting a guy that's around his age as well. I don't really see a path of victory for Andre Fili. I wouldn't lay the line of minus 300, minus 330 on Delgado either. So I'll have to wait and see what I'm going to play on this. Maybe an under if he gets a finish, or if the fight to go the distance line looks pretty good, I could go there as well. But I think it's a tailor-made bounce back spot for Delgado to get him closer to a ranked opponent. He'll probably win this one, win one more, and then get someone in the top 15 if I had to. If they're convincingly like, wow, he's finishing these guys or winning in very dominant ways. But I would either go like an under on this one, under 1.5, or because I don't even think Delgado's knockout line is going to be worth it. It's still probably going to be
minus 180 or something.
It's not going to be something great. I might look at an under instead, because a lot of his knockouts have been very, very early in the fights. And we've seen Andre Fili is honestly pretty durable, but he could definitely get finished early. I can see it happening with the pressure that Delgado puts on. But right now, it's really a money line wise, I'm not touching anything, but I'm going to predict Delgado to win for sure.
Not with you there, man. That one makes sense to me. All right, next fight on the card. Marwan Rahiki against Harry Hardwick, the Houdini. Freak against Houdini, man. Who do you got, man? Why don't you start us off?
Man, I honestly don't even know. Like, I don't even know who Marwan Rahiki is. I'm not going to lie to you. I know Harry Hardwick. I've seen his fights before. Rahiki is a minus 235, man. I honestly, I do not know enough. I haven't done my tape study for all the fights on this card yet, not gonna lie to you. So I can't confidently give out a pick, but he's 23, he's 7-0, he's minus 235. We've seen these games before. What happens with these guys that make their UFC debuts and they're minus 200 and they go out and lose? I'm not saying I'm picking Harry Hardwick because I don't think he's an impressive fighter. I know he got knocked out in his debut in the UFC. So
yeah, he's like minus
his line's dropping
right now.
And his line is dropping. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch some film on this guy, because I mean he's getting some pretty high praise for a debut. Minus 270, and he's young, man. He's 20. How old is he? 23.
Yeah, he's 23, and then Harry Hardwick's 31. So Hardwick's definitely in his quote unquote male physical prime. But both these pictures are a little bit misleading. Looks like they're like, super decorated champs, which I guess in their former fight
regional
leagues,
scenes,
they were. But anyone that comes to the UFC was probably a champ in some other division, because if when you're in the UFC, you're at the top of the top, man. That's how it works. I don't know. I'm kind of with you. I don't think Rahiki should be this big a favorite. He did look good. I saw his last fight in the Contender Series. He looked good. Got a round 2 knockout against some guy I really don't know too much about. This guy didn't look that impressive from the jump. So, I mean, how much of credit do you want to give for that? However, Harry Hardwick did not look good either in his last fight. He got finished by a calf kick by Kyle Fernandez, who's not that bad. He's a good fighter too. So I think Hardwick he had a tough one. And even the one before that, he had a clash of heads, technical decision he won against Javier Garcia. But other than that, he got some wins other on these lower fight leagues cage warriors. So I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know if Marwan should be this big a favorite. So for me, kind of like you, I'm probably gonna pass on this. I don't think Marwan. I would not want to lay minus 300 because basically, if you gotta think about it, you're laying similar odds to this fight than Delgado almost. And I think Delgado, to me, I'm a little bit more confident with him to beat Feely than him. Yes, he's a little bit bigger favorite, but I don't know. To me, I'll probably pass in that fight with those odds. But if I was forced to pick, I don't know, give me Hardwick with +2 something. I mean, but I'm not confident in that.
Yeah, I'm not confident in it either. I do remember Harry Hardwick's fight where he lost to a calf kick. I didn't bet on that fight either. But I guess prediction wise, I'll throw out Rahiki. I still have to watch a lot of tape study, but there's no way I'm picking a guy that lost by calf kick. It's just not happening in my book. I'm not leaning that way.
No, man, look, I'm with
this next fight. How is this fight below that? I don't know.
I don't know. But this fight is a banger, bro. Yeah. Vitor Petrino against Steven Asplund. If you guys did not know, Vitor Petrino is now a heavyweight, and he's done pretty good. Steven Asplund, I mean, he's done okay. I mean, he's beaten some kind of trash fighters, in my opinion. Sean Sharaf, I mean, he did beat him, but I don't think he's really that good. So, he did get a knockout, but he is a pretty big heavyweight. But also so is Vitor Petrino. Vitor is from the light heavyweight division. I don't know why exactly he moved up. Maybe he was cutting too much weight, but he's a big dude, man. Steven Asplund, 6'5", 70-inch reach. I didn't know Vitor's arms were this long, but only a half-inch reach disadvantage, but 3 inches shorter. Petrino has definitely fought the tougher competition based off just the resume. In my opinion, he got some easy fights. He got Austin Lane, Thomas Peterson, guys who don't really have either a chin or any stand-up. And then when he fought guys that had some pedigree, like Dustin Jacoby, Anthony Smith, he got finished. Steven Asplund, should he be this big a underdog? I mean, he hasn't really fought anyone, but I don't think he's half bad, man. I mean, I've seen him fight. He looks like he has some skill. I think he could stand up. He could wrestle. Obviously, Vitor Petrino has knockout power, but every time the test a little bit harder, Vitor kind of folds. And I think this would be probably the toughest fight he's had in the heavyweight division. I'm not saying Steven Asplund's that great, but I think he's tough enough to maybe take a shot from Vitor. And if Vitor can't finish him or hurt him early, I don't know. I think Vitor can fold like he did against Anthony Smith. And then slow down like he had in other fights where even though he won, I remember in some of these light heavyweight fights,
got knocked out by Jacoby, man.
Even against Modestas or Tyson Pedro, he was getting tired. So yeah, maybe heavyweight, he's not cutting weight as much and he doesn't get as tired. But I don't know. I can't lay -200 on Vitor Petrino. I think Steven Asplund, these odds are the same. I think +185 is the value for me. So I'll rock with Steven, the concrete Asplund. But who do you got?
Yeah, I was fully going Steven Asplund before all this. Before I saw these odds, I was still going to go Steve. I thought it was going to be a little bit closer. I was expecting Asplund to maybe be +130. When I saw him on +185, like this is so far one of my favorite bets, money line wise, on the entire card. That's probably going to be the underdog of the week that I give out because he's at a really good price and he's finishing dudes, man. He is very, very devoted and very. I don't want to use the word emotional, but he's very dedicated, I guess I'll say. Like he really, really cares about this because for those of you that don't know, this guy used to be like 400, 500 pounds, whatever he was. He was very, very overweight, kind of similar to like a Khalil Roundtree situation where they found MMA and then lost weight. But Steven Asplund was much bigger than Khalil Roundtree was. And he is just putting out dudes, and his gas tank for what it is, you'd expect his gas tank to be a lot worse than it is, but he is pretty good gas tank. He's very durable. I think all of his fights in the UFC so far have been finishes. And Vitor Petrino, man, am I going to pick a guy -200 that lost to Dustin Jacoby and Anthony Smith? I don't think so, man. You lost to Anthony Smith, who is literally known for being a guy that gives up and balls up into the, like, on the canvas like this. And that's what you did against him, and you got finished. At this type of a price, man, I think Steven Asplund is a very, very good pick. Like, +185. I expect that to go down by the time we get to the fight night. I think this is going to be a lot closer in odds than +185 minus what is he -2 something?
Yeah, he's -220. I like Asplund.
Yeah,
I'm picking Asplund. I think Asplund can finish him.
Yeah.
He's skilled. I mean, the last fight, I mean, I'm not saying Sharaf's that great a fighter, but he looks like he has the stuff. So And a lot, in my view, it's different from betting NBA or other sports. Like you gotta watch these fights.
Yeah.
Sometimes the stats don't tell you anything. You gotta just understand fighting patterns. To me, Aspen looks like he has a skill set to be competitive against Vitor. So I think this fight's a lot closer to your point. So close to plus 200, man. I don't know, but I will say Aspen has not really fought anyone. So we'll see how this is a step up for him technically in competition. So
it is, but also with Petrino's side, when he has fought people, he's lost to both of them. That's the only thing. When he gets a step up, he's lost both times. So that's where I'm looking at it. And since he's gone to heavyweight, hasn't fought any big names either. He's fought a little bit of tougher competition than Asplund, but I think that's just because he's been around in the UFC before at light heavyweight, and they had to set him up to get to heavyweight. But it's going to be interesting for sure.
Yeah, look, and then we had another interesting fight. We got Bruno Silva against Charles Johnson. My man, why don't you start us off? Tell me what you think about this flyweight fight. We got Charles Johnson minus 205, Bruno Silva plus 175.
See, here's the thing with Charles Johnson here. It's like, I want to pick him to win, but he's not fighting a guy that's 25 and under. This is the thing. So it's like, now, am I going to lay minus 205 on Charles Johnson? I don't think so. And I think he should win this fight realistically, but I don't know what it is. If he's not fighting a guy that he should 100% lose to, that he usually wins those fights. But now he's fighting Bruno Silva, who I think similar to last fight, plus 175. I think these odds should be closer than plus 175 minus 205. And let me double check real quick if they've moved at all. No, they're still sitting there minus 206.
Yeah, I'm looking right now, saying minus 200.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm betting on this fight, I'm not laying minus 205 on Charles Johnson. I'm not going to lie to you. I'll take a shot on Bruno Silva, but prediction-wise, Charles Johnson should get it done. I believe he has. Can you scroll down a little bit? I can't see the height and reach.
Yeah.
No, you're good. Yeah, I thought he had the reach advantage. And wow, the height advantage is that big. I didn't know Bruno Silva was that short. And actually,
yeah, Bruno Silva is like shorter than Joshua Van, I think.
Yeah, he's 5'4". Okay, so see, that sways me a little bit more. I think Charles Johnson can kind of just use his range, use his distance, and kind of manage the fight. But I'm still not comfortable putting money on him at minus 205. Not going to lie to you. Maybe I'll look at like Charles Johnson by finish. If he can keep him at range, Bruno Silva tries to go get in and just gets absolutely denied by Charles Johnson's right hand. I can see that happening. Yeah, I think it's a finish bet or pass for me. I'm not going to lay a money line, but prediction, I'll take Charles Johnson. We'll do it.
No, for sure, man. I'm with you. I think look, I'll say this. At Charles Johnson, his last fight against Alex Perez, he got absolutely cracked.
Yeah, I was in that one too.
Charles Johnson, I thought had a really good chin, but I mean, look, you can't just write someone off just because they got knocked out once, or at least very recently. But that was not a good look. I mean, he got cracked and it got finished. Bruno Silva, for me, is notoriously known for having a weak chin or just getting finishes. He finished Cody Durden. Got knocked out by Manil Kopp. That makes total sense. He's a fucking sniper. Got knocked out by Van. I had that not to go distance. So I got a little bit lucky because it happened in the last round, I remember. And then he just finished Park, which was a good matchup for him. I thought that was an even fight that someone was gonna get finished because that's his style, man. And Charles Johnson, he's not known for knockout power. I mean, he did knock out Joshua Van. That was a crazy uppercut. He just caught him, but he's not really known for knocking dudes out like that. The guy I guess he did knock out Kavanaugh too.
Yep.
But
I think not under 25.
And I think Charles Johnson has all the skills to do it. So I'm with you, man. I don't think I gotta say too much more. I got Charles Johnson, but hey, he might disappoint me once again. We'll see. All right, let's see. Next fight.
Oh man,
this one is both these guys are still fighting, man.
That's what I was about to say. It's two unks going at it, man.
Yeah, Brad Tavares against Eric Anders. Fights basically almost even odds. Both these guys are complete vets. I mean, both are 38 years old. Very similar height and reach. And man, look, it's tough. I really don't know kind of who to go with just because Brad Tavares, his entire career, very well-rounded, good stand-up, really good wrestling defense, very durable, but it's not been the case later on in his career. Like we see him get kind of cracked by a few guys. Greg Rodriguez knocked him out. Even Julian Park was cracking him. He did get a win over Jeremy Mearshart, but I mean, Jeremy Mearshart's a one-trick pony. And then he got knocked out by Robert. I can't say his last name, but is his durability gone? Maybe. But Eric Anders is not too known for his durability either, man. I mean, he did get a knock against Kyle Dawkins, lost to Marc-Andre Barrios. Jamie Pickett beat him. Knocked out Chris Weidman. That's not an amazing victory. Chris Weidman's been long gone. and then did get knocked out devastatingly by Chris Leroy Duncan. So I don't know, man. I think skill-wise, Brad Tavares is the better fighter. I think Brad Tavares throughout his career, he's fought guys like Izzy, and he's been a really, really hardcore gatekeeper. I think he's very good. I think he should be the favorite. I think he's more well-rounded. Can Eric Anders catch him? Yeah, maybe, but I don't know. He relies a lot on his physicality, and Brad Tavares, from his career, is just as physical, in my opinion. So the pick for me will be Brad Tavares, probably by decision. I wouldn't be surprised also if he could catch him with a knockout, maybe within the exchanges, but I'm not super confident. Both these guys are way past their career. Both are likely a little bit unreliable, and their chins are probably not where they were 5 years ago for sure. So the pick for me is Brad Tavares, but I'm not confident though.
I can't stand this fight, man. I absolutely can't. I'm not betting on this fight whatsoever. I'm in the same boat as you, where it's like Brad Tavares should win, but dude, like they both shouldn't be here. We all know they both shouldn't be here anymore. It's really like this fight is saying, okay, whoever wins this gets 2 more fights, who gets 2 more UFC fights in their career. That's pretty much it. I think it's win or go home for both these guys. Yeah, I'll lean Brad Tavares. I do think he's more well-rounded, definitely more experience with better competition in the UFC. I think Eric Anders, the only thing he has is he does hit harder than Brad Tavares, so he could find a finish that way. But I'm not betting on this fight, man.
That's fair.
I'm not touching this fight. Like, it's just not worth it for me. I think there's actually some pretty good spots on this card, and this is not one of them. I'm not touching it.
I'm with you, man. And that next stop, I think this is the best fight of the card, man. This one is.
Fight. This should be higher too.
This is insane, but I'm gonna let you start off. Chris Curtis against Mirbek Orobai. Chris Curtis plus 190 against Orobai minus 225. Bro, who do you got?
I think that is a great price for Mick if that stays there. No, it's already dropping. He's minus 275. Yeah, that sucks. Orobai's a world beater, man. I mean, he has 1 loss in the UFC, and honestly, that was one of the greatest fights I've ever seen. I forget the guy's name, but it was a Polish guy.
Rebecki. Yeah, I had that fight go the distance.
Yeah.
So I was clenching up. I was like, oh my God.
That was a crazy fight. I remember watching that. I wasn't home. I was in the car somewhere, and I wasn't driving. I was in the passenger side just watching it. And my friend that was driving, I was like freaking out while I was watching it the whole time. And I'm like saying, you're missing this. This is crazy. I had Mick by decision. So got a little bit burnt there, but it was just a great fight to watch. Since then, he's won his last 2 fights, and I think now it's like he's on a different type of timing. He's not as reckless as he was. And I think Chris Curtis is he's a good, I don't even know if I call him a gatekeeper because he's not even really keeping the gate. He's like the guy at the bridge before you get to the gate. You know what I mean? He's like the bridge troll before you get to the gatekeeper. That's what I think of Chris Curtis that way. And I think Mick is just going to win. Not sure if he gets a finish. Probably going to win by decision. Chris Curtis is a hard guy to put away. So I'm going to wait to see what his decision line is at. But I'd be comfortable laying minus 225. Now that he's at minus 275, probably won't be laying that line. I'll have to find something better, but I think it's easy prediction on my side for Orobai.
Yeah, man, I love Orobai. I think Orobai is very tough. The only problem with this fight, like given the odds, is how do you play against Chris Curtis? Because Chris Curtis, he has been durable. I mean, he did get knocked out by Kopylov. He got hit by a crazy head kick, so that was just kind of like crazy. But I mean, other than that, for the most part, he's gotten to decisions a lot of times. He has like that really weird like shell defense. He fights with he trains with Sean Strickland. So the guy is, pretty cerebral to the most part, I think. I mean, I believe he does train with Sean Strickland, right? I'm pretty sure he does. Yeah, so he's tough. I mean, he's fought some pretty tough guys. He's fought Gaslam, Joaquin Buckley, Jack Hermanson, Rodolfo Vieira, Brandon Allen, Hawes in his prime. I mean, he's fought but the thing is, his last fight against Max Griffin, who I don't think is really that great anymore, he got a split decision win. I don't remember if it was really that close, but I mean, Max Griffin's really not that good. Orobai is a different level. He fights also much differently, very aggressive. He has really good takedowns, submissions, and the guy just goes all out, all 25 minutes. The guy does not step back. And he's gotten some big knockouts, but, it's against guys who are not that good. Jack Hermanson, I mean, he's been a shell of himself. The fight, when he fought him in this one, I mean, I had knockout, and that was like plus money somehow. Yeah. Hermanson's it's not there anymore. He beat Urosh Medic, but, he has that wrestling, though. The wrestling, Elvis Brenner. I mean, Rebecki, that was a crazy fight. That basically destroyed Rebecki's like durability, or like just ended his eyes, bro. Like now his face puffs up every single time. I don't know. I could see like Orbai trying to go in for like a finish and then getting caught maybe, or just Chris Kurtz being able to survive. So I'm not really so sure if Orbai's gonna get the finish because I feel like the he's gonna go all out. That's what usually happens.
Yep.
And I'm a little scared maybe he can gas out. That's the only thing. But I haven't seen him gas out too many times besides the Rebecca one, which was totally reasonable. They were going insane.
They were 15 minutes, yeah.
So I don't know. I think Orbai is the pick. I just don't know how I want to play him. I don't know if I want to do by inside the distance because Chris Curtis is not that bad. I mean, he has pretty good stand-up, but there's going to be a wave. But I think this is going to be an exciting fight because Chris Curtis does stand in the pocket a lot of times. And we'll see if Orbai goes for like a wrestling-heavy game plan or does he go for like stand up, mixing in, but, trying to knock him out. I don't know. But yeah, I think Orbai is the pick for me.
I'll probably lean decision. Not going to lie. Chris Curtis is very tough to put away, but you never know, man. I could see a knockout happening as well.
Yeah, he didn't look that great against. I remember against. Oh my god! In his last fight, that's why it was a pretty close one. And I think Orbai fought Max Griffin. He would have finished Max Griffin.
Yeah, he's levels ahead of Max Griffin for sure.
Yeah. All right, next fight on the card, we got Boja Aki against Manuel Sosa. Manuel Sosa, a big favorite, man. And he's gotten some pretty impressive wins in the contenders against Christian Perez and in the LFA. Beat Lucas Barros, but Oki plus 285 underdog. Both guys are pretty similar in height. Oki's a little bit bigger. He did get his last fight. He got a loss. He was finished by Mason Jones.
Yep.
And a lot of people did not have Mason. I don't know if they had Mason Jones. So I don't remember what the odds were for this fight. Let's see. Yeah, Mason Jones was a slight favorite, but people were definitely surprised. People had what is his name? Bolaji Oki had some value, but I haven't seen too much tape on Manuel Sosa. I saw that Contender Series fight. He looked very impressive, but I don't know if he should be minus 350. Maybe just because he got finished in his last fight, people are not confident. I think Mason Jones is a pretty decent fighter. But yeah, man, look, to me, I get it. I guess Manuel Sosa should be the favorite just based off his nice big Contender Series win. But I think this fight's probably gonna be a banger, though. That's what I think. So I think it doesn't go decision, maybe inside the distance, under 2.5 rounds or whatever rounds they give me. It's gonna be 1.5. But I'm not confident enough to lay 300 with Manuel Sosa. But yeah, Frank, who do you got in this one?
So I've been on Oki's fights twice, and they're both his two recent losses. I had Mason Jones, and I also did have Chris Duncan. Chris Duncan, to me, I just want to talk about him real quick. He has been an absolute cash cow, man. He's been an underdog in so many of his fights, and now he's actually getting the respect he deserves. I think he actually has a pretty big, he has Moicano coming up. That's going to be a good fight. Yeah, I agree. I don't think the price is there for Sosa. I think he is very good. His Contender Series fight was very, very impressive, but I'm not laying the line of minus 350. This is one of those prelims that I'm just not going to touch. Like, I'll give out the prediction of Sosa, but I wouldn't touch that line at minus 350, even though Oki probably will lose this fight. I think he's going to get outclassed, but it's just not worth it. Once again, like I said before, there's a lot of good spots on here, and I just feel like this is not one of them. Even if you're playing a winning method line, I still don't think you're going to get that great of a price because Oki's really only lost to, looking back at it, some really, really good guys. Like at the time, they weren't, seen that way. And now Chris Duncan's getting ranked opponents, and Mason Jones is definitely on his way to getting there. So you can't really take too much away from him from these guys that he's losing to because they're actually pretty decent after time time tells a little bit. So hard to pick for him to win, but definitely not picking against him at that type of a price.
Yeah, no, I think to me it's gonna be dog or pass. So maybe I don't know what the odds are for like under rounds or something, but I expect it's gonna be a firefight. So I think someone will get a finish, hopefully.
Yeah, I can see the underground.
All right, let's see. Let's talk about the next few fights. We got 4 more left, guys. Let's see. We got my man Luan Lacerte against Hector Sosa. Who do you got in this one, my man? Frank.
Sosa's making his UFC debut. He also had a Contender Series win. It did go to the decision though, but it was pretty convincing. Man, same type of thing. It's like there's a lot of guys making debuts on this card, and I don't know if I want to lay those lines. Like, it's just so tough for me. Minus 230 in his UFC debut when he should win. I think he is better overall, but I don't think I want to touch it. I honestly think this is dog or pass for me as well. I don't like laying these lines on guys that are debuting just because we haven't seen the competition, right? Like we haven't seen what they can do. And Lacerte isn't by any means a world beater in the UFC, but he has a lot of finishes, man. Like when he wins a fight, it's usually going to be by finish. And I don't know much about Sosa's ground game. I really don't. So I'd have to do some tape study on that, because if his ground game isn't up to par, let me check real quick. I see one Darce choke, mostly finishes by knockout. Knockout or decision usually is what I'm seeing. So I'm not too sure about how his ground game is, but from what I'm seeing, if Lacerda can get this to the ground, he might have the advantage. So I'm not going to lay the line at minus 230 on Sosa. I'd probably go dog if I'm going to bet on this fight, but probably won't be betting on this fight either. I still think there's a couple more prelims left that I like more than this. To me, I think it's dog or pass, but I'm probably going to end up passing.
Yeah, man, we don't have to go too much more into this one. I agree. I mean, he's fought some pretty tough competition like Stamen, Damon Blackshear. He got a win against Simon Oliveira, who I don't think is that good, but you know, I've seen Lacerda fight. He's not half bad. But yeah, I don't know enough about Sosa. He hasn't fought on this big stage yet.
Yeah.
So you know, if he gets taken down, like can he hang with Lacerda? Because Lacerda is pretty good on the ground. I mean, he fought Damon Blackshear, but Damon Blackshear is a different level, in my opinion, on the floor. So I don't blame him too much for getting finished. I had Damon Blackshear by finish against him because I just thought Damon just a different level above him. So I like, to your point, I don't know how Sosa's ground game is, and then if he's not up to par, this could go from minus 230 to looking like an underdog very quick.
Yep.
So my pick for me will be Lacerda at the odds, but I'll probably skip it though. I'll just wait and see, and then maybe down the road we can bet on these guys in some way. All right, let's see. Next fight on the card, we got
no betting on this one, man.
BMS Keith against Monsante Redon. Like, yeah, she's a minus 450 favorite. I don't know too much about it, so I just skip it. I'm just gonna watch the fight. So I don't know if you have anything you want to add to this one.
She moved to 550. I mean, she's probably gonna win once again, but it's like, dude, I'm not laying minus 500 on a women's MMA fight, because if this goes the distance, literally anybody can win. I don't know. Like, I'm not touching it. There is one more women's fight on this card, and that one I actually do like to bet on, but
yeah, we can skip this one. We can skip this one.
Like, it's ridiculous.
All right. Why don't you start us off with this one, man? Elijah Smith against Su Young Yu. Who do you got, man?
I like Elijah Smith. I'm not sure if his line is worth it. I'm not gonna lie. Let me check if it's moved.
Yeah, I'm gonna look right now. Elijah Smith is a minus 180, minus 190. He's like minus 200.
Yeah. Basically. Yeah, I mean, Su Young Yu, for his price, is actually like, you're getting a decent price on him. And I think this might be a situation where Elijah Smith is a better fighter, but it's one of those where he's just too young and he's fighting a guy that's just like right at that peak age of like 28 to 32. And while I do think Elijah Smith should win, and he'd probably be my prediction, I don't know if I'd be comfortable betting a minus 200 on Elijah Smith, who's 23 years old. He does have the reach, and he definitely does have the better striking, in my opinion. I think he could get it done. I don't know if I'm going to lay his line. I'm going to have to wait and see.
I mean, he has one of my biggest highlight reels I ever posted on my Instagram. Elijah Smith, this is the slam in the triangle. Yeah, yeah. Oh, my God. He was smoking that guy. This guy is – Elijah Smith is very athletic. That's one thing I'll say. Very athletic.
He is for sure. Su Young Yu, he did beat – Long Zhao, the fight we just saw with Cody Garbrandt. So, you know, not a very impressive win by any means. I do think Elijah Smith should get this done. I don't really like the price. I might try to find something else, because I don't think I'm gonna bet the underdog side at plus 170, but I'm definitely not betting minus 200 on Elijah Smith. So I might look at him by finish, something like that. But I'm just going with Elijah Smith by prediction. And honestly, I think his line's gonna keep moving like towards that direction of minus 200, going towards minus 220, 230. So it's going to be prop or pass for me. I'm probably going to try to find a winning method for that one.
Yeah, for me, I think it's going to be Elijah Smith inside the distance or by finish. I don't think Su Young Yu is going to have the athleticism to keep up. I mean, can he catch Elijah Smith or do something like that? I mean, maybe, but I just think Elijah Smith is going to be too much. The only thing I'm a little scared of is, you know, after this big win he got over Kazama, he's going to be a little bit cocky. I don't know how he's going to come out, but I do think he deservingly is the favorite. I think Su Young Yu is skilled. I just don't think he's going to have the physicality to keep up with Elijah Smith. I think Elijah Smith this is gonna be too athletic for him, and he's gonna find a way to finish Su Young-yu. But the odds are not, great. I wish they were a little bit closer, but
Yeah.
I think the bookmakers know what they're doing with this one.
Yeah,
I
it
agree. I
makes
think
sense.
Alexis should be a favorite. And I think he's gonna get a finish. I don't know if he's gonna get the same highlight reel finish like I got on this one, but man, that was a crazy. Oh my god! I think like my reel got like 3 million views just off that knockout. It was the craziest knockout I've ever seen since the Rampage Jackson knockout.
Yep.
But man, he's the last fight on the card. Since you brought it up, I'll let you start it off, man. Piera Rodriguez against Sam Hughes. My man, who do you got?
People forget, man. Sam Hughes is on a 3-fight win streak. She's around plus 140 now. It's not plus 105, so that's why I'm really kind of swaying towards this. Is like, oh wait, it might have went back down. She's around plus 120. I'm seeing now.
Yeah, she's like plus 120. That's
yeah.
what I say. Yeah.
Okay. I saw it last night, and she was at plus 140 when I checked. I forget what book I was on, but she was around there. I like Sam Hughes. I think Sam Hughes is maybe not the better fighter overall, but she's definitely more durable and more experienced. And Piera Rodriguez hasn't been impressive by any means, in my opinion. I mean, she hasn't fought. She fought one time in 2025. 2024, who'd she lose to? I forget. Ariane Carnlossi. Couldn't even tell you the first thing about that girl, but I know she lost to her. And I saw Sam Hughes beat, what's her name? Shauna Brennan? Shauna Bannon. And she was a big favorite in that fight. Shauna Bannon was a massive favorite. I think she was like minus 500. And that's why I said earlier on that last fight on this card, I don't like betting women's MMA when it's that big of a price tag, because you literally never know. She got choked out, yeah. So in her last couple of fights, I believe she's been an underdog at a pretty. Oh, she was a favorite in that one. Which one was she an underdog in? It might have been the one before that.
Yeah, let's see. It might have been maybe Luciano.
It was due to Kava for sure. It was due to Kava. It had to be.
Let's see. Plus 140.
Really? I think that line must have moved. There was a fight where she was a massive underdog. Because I remember
plus 195 against Luciano. I thought Luciano
could have been that one too. There was one where the line moved. Like that must have been like the opening line, because Tapology doesn't shift the odds. Both of those fights, Dudakova and Luciano, she was an underdog at at least plus 250 in both those, because I remember betting those live after the first round. And I like her to win this one again. She's been on a pretty good resurgence, and I don't think Rodriguez really has enough to keep up with her, especially over 3 rounds. The ground game is there for Sam Hughes. The striking, probably a little bit worse overall, but she can definitely keep up. And honestly, I think when this gets to the ground, because I don't see how it doesn't, Sam Hughes is going to either control her or find a finish, but I wouldn't touch her by finish. I think we're already getting a decent price on her money line. So I like her to get the win. And she's probably just going to win by control time. If she can win the exchanges on the feet, she's going to shoot, and she's going to take it down to the ground and probably win a decision pretty easily.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I like Sam Hughes. I think Sam Hughes has kind of been putting it together recently. I mean, she's gotten some pretty big wins against girls that everyone was counting her out. She's very well-rounded. Pierre Rodriguez is kind of okay. I think they're both like the lower level. But, hey, look, Sam Hughes has been kind of putting it together, man. So maybe she's making a move in the strawweight division. So don't count her out. And she's also the bigger fighter, right? She's 5'5". I always viewed her as so small, but she's solid, man. So I think Sam Hughes as an underdog I'm a little surprised. I thought she would be maybe a slight favorite just given her recent performances, but the books are still counting her out to a certain extent. So yeah, man, give me Sam Hughes on the money line plus 120. I think it's a 50-50 fight. So just based off that alone, I always want to lean the dog, and I do think she's just as good as Pierre Rodriguez, and I think she could get a win probably by decision.
Yep.
But she's tough, man. She goes for it, so I like her in this one. But all right, man. Guys, that's every single fight on this card. It's early in the week, so Monday things can change, odds can change. So if you want to keep updated with everything, make sure you follow my boy Frank's Fight Club. I'll put his stuff in like the pinned comment in the description. Follow myself on Instagram. We're gonna have a name for this soon at some point.
Yeah, we say it every week.
And we're gonna be posting more clips. So guys, you've been liking this information, the value. Please leave a comment, put a thumbs up, and subscribe. We're gonna keep on coming here every single fight card. But Frank, you have anything you want to say before we go? Any last words?
Anything I want to say? I got to get used to you asking me this because I never have something ready. Every time you ask me this, I'm just gonna give out my favorite play of the card from that night. I really like Steven Aspelund money line at the dog price. That is my favorite play plus 185. So if you're seeing this early, I'd say get that while you can, because I think that price is going to move closer and closer once we get to fight night. So last thing I have to say, Steven Aspinall money line, book it before it goes down, because I think it's going to move in that direction.
Hey, let me co-sign it. I'm definitely going to be betting on Steven Aspinall. I think Aspinall has a good shot to win. I think this fight, the line is way off. I don't think he should be plus 200, plus 185. I think he reasonably can win this fight and get a finish too. But Elo Vitor looks more impressive on the scales when they go face off. You're going to see his little flab, and you're going to think Aspinall might not be for real. But I think Aspinall is, he's not going to be a heavyweight champ, I think, but I think he is
the flabs.
Good enough to win this one, man. So, yeah, give me Aspinall. I'm with you, man. So that's my dog too, man. Steven Aspinall. But Frank, thank you so much, man. I'll see you on that next one, guys. Good luck. Let's go cash some tickets, baby.
Yes, sir.
Let's see, man, this.